My name is Hercule Poirot, Mrs. Pierce.
Oh, I've heard of you, dear.
Well, I am most flattered.
The walk is deliberate, the moustache immaculate, the gaze both kind and unflinching. Hercule Poirot is the world's most recognizable detective, and for a quarter of a century, one actor made him not just believable, but unanimously loved. Yet who is the man behind the moustache? Today we finally explore the life and career of Sir David Suchet.
Mademoiselle Patricia, a little bread, perhaps?
It is essential to keep up the strength of my little grey cells.
If you adore Agatha Christie's Poirot, you obviously know this face and that particular tilt of the head. In 1989, ITV entrusted the role of Hercule Poirot to David Suchet. He didn't merely play the detective, he made a promise to portray the character exactly as Christie wrote him. When I was offered the role, I read all the books. I decided to play the character that Christie wrote, rather than create one of my own, he said later. That vow of fidelity to the page became the spine of his performance. From that promise sprang the famous precision. Suchet often spoke about the crucial significance of detail, the way a hand rests on a chair back, the way cutlery is held, the angle of a picture frame on a wall. The detail for me has always been vitally important for the development of a character, he said while preparing for Arthur Miller's The Prize, a line that could be carved over the Poirot set. In practice, it meant all these symmetrical compositions and a voice pitched high from the brain, as Christie describes the detective, never the gut.
You won't forget your dental appointment at 11, will you, Mr. Poirot?
Hercule Poirot does not need to go to the dentist, Miss Lemon.
You've put it off once already.
My teeth are perfection. It is sacrilege to tamper with them.
And once the moustache was in place, the transformation was immediate. It became the catalyst that instantly sent Suchet into that little man. The precision is not a comic affection, it is moral architecture. The actor would straighten a picture because Poirot would. He would refuse a costume if it jarred with the character. He didn't wink at the audience. Perhaps that's why it feels so real. Before he started playing Poirot, he read all the stories and made a list of what he saw as the character's 93 key traits. He carried that list around for the next 25 years and used to hand it to his directors. "I wanted to be her, Hercule Poirot," he said simply. You can feel that promise in the smallest gesture. Suchet never digressed from the Christie canon and ideas about Poirot. "I dug my heels in and only did what Agatha wanted him to do." Perhaps that is another reason why critics and public unanimously proclaim him the ultimate incarnation of Belgian detective on screen.
Well, my friend, as one approaches the end, one begins to see life as it truly is.
Don't worry, I've got something that'll cheer you up.
On my channel, I already talked a lot about the character of Hercule Poirot, his origins, backstory, and of course, the entire ensemble cast that made this series so memorable. No doubt, Poirot on television was never a solo act. Alongside Suchet stood the impeccable trio of allies: Hugh Fraser's good-hearted Captain Hastings, Pauline Moran's disciplined Miss Lemon, Philip Jackson's steady Inspector Japp. Their era-spanning chemistry anchored the show's Art Deco elegance and gave the stories heart. You may learn more about them in my dedicated videos.
Of course, one must not jump to conclusions, mon ami.
Never mind about jumping to conclusions, Poirot. This is a murder we're dealing with.
It's It's funny, yet not everyone was happy about Suchet becoming Poirot in the first place. The actor once jokingly shared that his brother, John, thought Poirot was a buffoon and advised David not to touch the role with a barge pole. I'm very grateful I disagreed. He's since eaten humble pie.
My God, Poirot, what was I thinking of?
What indeed?
It's funny, because David himself didn't realize what he was signing himself to. I only got employed for one series and didn't know they were going to be doing others. If I was offered a 25-year contract playing one character, I would have said no.
What put you onto them? Intuition, perhaps?
No, madame. The deduction.
Across 70 feature-length episodes from 1989 to 2013, Suchet completed the entire Poirot canon, every novel and short story adapted for the screen. And when the last day finally came, it happened with a touch of poetry. Suchet, in full Poirot regalia, walked those small, exacting steps up to the door of Agatha Christie's own home at Greenway. Extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary. He sighed when the cameras cut for the last time.
When the moment comes, I will not try to save myself, but humbly offer my soul to God and pray for His mercy. It is for Him to decide.
Was it painful to say goodbye? He has never hidden it. My saddest day as an actor was filming Poirot's death. I've lost my best friend, he admitted years later. And he has kept a courteous distance from other screen portrayals, not out of rivalry, simply so he can say with good grace that he has no opinion. As he once put it, I still miss the old boy.
Thanks, old boy.
Think nothing of it, old boy.
David Courtney Suchet was born on the 2nd of May 1946 in London to Jack Suchet, a Harley Street obstetrician and gynecologist of Russian Jewish descent, and Joanne, a former chorus girl, her as well from the family of Russian Jews. He has spoken movingly about growing up with a sense of being slightly outside the typical mold, a feeling that may explain his empathy for Christie's proud foreign outsider.
You're not selling onions, are you?
Pardon?
Your people come over here doing that a lot.
I was always aware, especially with my coloring, I'm not the typical Brit. David is a middle child of 3 sons in the family. All of them were sent to different schools, and David confessed he hated his board at Wellington School in Somerset, which was apparently really tough for the homeboy he was, who in result turned to be a terrible scholar. Luckily, Suchet found salvation in sports. I excelled at tennis and football and rugby, activities that I found I could express myself in. I was even in the junior Wimbledon at Queen's, so I got respect that way.
The name of Poirot is feared on golf courses all over the continent.
You don't happen to have a handicap certificate on you, do you, sir?
No, I'm fine.
It was only when a teacher praised his Macbeth during a school production that he considered becoming an actor. Your son may have some little talent, David's headmaster told his parents.
You will make a long journey, possibly by train. I see a luxurious train. And great riches will be yours at the end of your quest.
And so, despite little support from his father, at the age of 16, Suchet leaves the school and joins the National Youth Theatre. He would later study acting at London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art, and began to work in regional repertory theatre in 1969, before a long, formative run with the Royal Shakespeare Company, which lasted a long 15 years. Interestingly, even after the successes of Agatha Christie's Poirot, David Suchet referred to himself as a classical actor. And one can feel it. The discipline of stage work, verse speaking, character architecture, the grind of nightly precision would feed everything that came later, including Poirot's fastidious soul.
I can't separate Agatha or Poirot from each other. Both changed my life, changed my career. He became my very best friend.
And if Poirot later brought international fame, the theatre gave Suchet air right from the beginning. His stage career in RSC and West End is crowded with triumphs. Iago in Othello, John Keller in All My Sons, Salieri in Amadeus, Jurgen, Who is Afraid of Virginia Woolf, and in recent years a luminous turn as Gregory Solomon in The Prize, that critics called glowing, relishing the vaudevillian flicker and the life wisdom in every gesture. The RSC's former artistic director Adrian Noble once compared Suchet to Laurence Olivier at his greatest. However, Suchet remains humble when it comes to his theatre success. He believes most of it became possible to no one else but Hercule Poirot again. Poirot raised my profile much higher than it had been before. Suddenly, theatre producers were offering me these wonderful stonking theatre roles because they could be assured of buns on seats.
This case, when Poirot has almost given up, scrabbling for purchase on its shell of armor, it opens to him like a flower.
Alas, for now he's done with the big roles on stage. I don't want to deal in shock and the horror of aggression anymore. I've been offered King Lear several times, but I just don't have the energy to play 8 shows a week. I'm proud most of all to be known for family entertainment.
What happened here?
Excuse-moi, but you commissioned me to examine this case?
I do.
You two getting married or something?
Unlike the Belgian detective, Suchet has another constant thread in his life apart from work. Sheila Ferris. They met in 1972. He saw her coming down a staircase at the Belgrade Theatre in Coventry and fell in love at once. They married 4 years later in 1976. They have 2 adult children together, and Suchet shared that he carries parenting guilt of some sort until this day. For the most part of the 25 years I was filming during the summer and never able to give my family proper holidays. I can't beat myself up too much, but I do regret it.
And now, my friends, it is time for me to take you to lunch.
Indeed, through the marathon years of Poirot, Sheila would rise at 4:30 a.m. to run lines with him. On the day he filmed the long denouement for Murder on the Orient Express, she sat in an adjacent carriage for moral support. Suchet calls himself the most blessed individual to have married her. It's a tender image, the world's most precise detective, steadying himself with the quiet presence of the person who knows him best. The secret of our marriage's longevity is laughter. Suchet shared approaching half a century anniversary of his married life.
There is nothing in the world so damaged that it cannot be repaired by the hand of Almighty God.
Perhaps many of you heard Suchet reading the Bible. Faith and Christianity have become the integral and truly profound part of his life since his late 30s. Interestingly, this devotion is another close link to the Belgian detective, a bon catholique himself. You may find an explicitly detailed video about this part of his life and personality on my channel.
So enough of these crypticities. Explain yourself to Poirot, or he cannot accept this case. Point.
Public honors found Suchet late and fittingly. A Commando of British Empire in 2011 for services to drama, and a knighthood in 2020 for drama and charity. The titles don't change the instincts. Suchet remains, as he says, an actor for hire, happiest when he's working, shaping, minding the details that make a human being ring true. You're always worrying about what will come next, and the pressure of being judged I find difficult. Some actors don't care about criticism and never read reviews. I'm not one of them.
You're up to something, aren't you? I knew it.
Well, Suchet might not be up to more theater or long TV series parts, yet luckily there are still lots of interesting avenues to explore without detouring far away. And this new chapter feels beautifully right. In 2025, David Suchet came out with 2 loud premieres, and if in the first, the 4-part British television crime drama thriller series The Au Pair, he comes back to the mystery format, in the second he jumps right back into the Agatha Christie universe, stepping out from behind Poirot to follow Agatha Christie herself. In this new 5-part TV series, Travels with Agatha Christie and Sir David Suchet, the actor retraces Christie's footsteps along the 11-month grand tour she undertook in 1922 with her officer husband Archie as part of a trade mission to promote the 1924 British Empire exhibition.
I've had an unforgettable experience, just as Agatha did a century ago.
It was the trip of a lifetime. The itinerary took them to South Africa, Australia, Canada and New Zealand, plus the Christies swung by Hawaii for a surfing holiday.
She embraced life for all it was worth. Well, what a discovery!
Suchet repeats the itinerary and visits the places that the future bestseller author saw a century ago, sharing his love of photography, nature and history along the way. This most recent show once again gave us a pleasure of watching Suchet in the Christie realm, revealing the affection of one artist for another. "I wish I'd met her," said the actor, and by the end of the series, one may feel he almost had.
Never seen anything like this. Hello. I find it really quite emotional.
So, you see, looks like Christie universe lures Suchet back to its shores. Perhaps there might be another Poirot movie inside.
Look at me, all cramped, twisted, not able to move. Yet I do not think of quitting. I enjoy still what I can.
Indeed, one journalist has recently asked Suchet whether walking in Christie's footsteps reawakened for him an urge to play Poirot once more. Imagine, the actor didn't deny the possibility. In 2013, I had made up my mind that I would not do any Poirots that were not Agatha Christie, and I had done all her stories. But I did say quite openly that I would love to do one on the big screen. Oh, that might have been fantastic. What would you say? I wonder which one would you pick for such an occasion, while David Suchet apparently has his own preference. The movie I would have liked to have made is probably not the one that anybody would have wanted to be made, because it's not her most famous book. But my favorite is the ABC Murders, which is a wonderful story.
Hastings? Hastings, you've forgotten your crocodile.
Well, it was a present for you, actually, Poirot.
For me, Hastings? Oh, that is beautiful.
Frankly speaking, such a devotion to a character isn't a common case for actors who had the chance to embody an iconic personage for many years, sort of being typecast or even cursed or enchained in one and the same image. I've never seen myself as a romantic leading man, but a character performer. Just like all the actresses who played Miss Marple, take Joan Hickson or say Margaret Rutherford, David Suchet is candid about his own acting typecast, and he's entirely at ease with being identified with his most popular role.
Ah, my dear Chief Inspector Jab. You'll be having murders in your back bedroom next, Poirot. Right, who's the victim?
Yet did he become a prisoner of this one part? I would argue the opposite. The part set him free to pursue theater at the highest level, do occasional movies, other television, travel the world. In Suchet's own words, have a wonderful career.
They have been good days. Hercule Poirot.
I think Poirot is fun, charming, and nice to be around on television. People like his company, and I'm very aware that I'm only where I am because the public enjoy my work. No doubt, Suchet gave the world a Poirot of rare integrity, dignified, exact, humane. And that gift will outlive fashions and remakes. I do get recognized everywhere I go. I continue to be amazed by how many countries have shown Hercule Poirot. People like his company, they're genuinely interested in that strange little man.
Oh, Hastings, my dear, dear Hastings.
Poirot, old chap.
Oh, mon ami, mon ami.
Suchet once said with the frankness of a craftsman that he still misses Poirot. So do we. Would you agree? I will miss him in my life until I die, but everyone has their time, and this is his. So the next time you watch Poirot, the inquisitive tilt of the head, the soft mon ami, the perfectly centered frame, remember the meticulous work of David Suchet, an actor whose promise to Agatha Christie became a quarter-century of companionship for audiences everywhere, and whose latest travels carry her spirit onward. I turn 80 next year, and I can't remember getting there. I feel young, energetic, and positive, and I don't really want to act my age. Thank you for watching, and I'd be glad to see you in my other videos. Bye!